This what we gonna do. This our season. It's our time. It's our time. Buffalo Bills. Bills Mafia.
Welcome to Three the Hard Way Sports Podcast. From three guys who talked sports together over lunch for over 10 years. Probably eating a Fudgy the Whale in that time.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Three the Hard Way Sports Podcast. I'm Bryan Galloway here with, from Parts Unknown, we have Michael Pippersick. How are you, Mike?
Doing well. I'm enjoying this, well, I guess I can't say Indian summer, this Native American summer day that we had today. Got back to the 80s. So, yeah, it's great. The last 3 weeks, the weather has been fantastic here. So I'm in great spirits.
Yeah, it is. It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Amazing.
I gave Teddy a walk today on the beach. It was just amazing. And from Rumson, New Jersey, we have Alex Shanley, but he's actually in Vermont right now. Alex Shanley.
Weather is great here as well. And we had a great, all summer, I think the weather was great. There was no, we had some hot days, but nothing horrendous, right? Like, I think it was a top 10 summer for sure.
Yeah. A lot of rain, though. A lot of rain on weekends. A lot of rain on weekends.
Early
I noticed.
summer, I feel like, right?
Yeah. And now, Alex, are you in Vermont? Like, just what do you guys go into Vermont? You just drink maple syrup the whole time? Just pour it down?
Yeah, and Vermont cheddar cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cheddar cheese and maple syrup all day long. Yeah.
And IPAs, and they drink a lot
IPAs there.
Actually, Kate and I went to a great, it's like a tavern, but they have really good barbecue, believe it or not. Like, great brisket, like really,
Squirrel. They have squirrel.
No
squirrel.
Muskrat.
Muskrat and squirrel.
No, it was
varmints. Varmints.
We got a platter. It was brisket, ribs, chicken, and pulled pork and French fries. It was really good. It's like a sampler platter.
And you ate it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
You ate that, Alex? Wait a minute.
Wait a second. That's Alex? Yeah. Okay.
What?
You would never eat that kind of stuff.
I ate the chicken. I ate some of the brisket. It was very good.
I love brisket. A good brisket is...
Dude, this is like awesome.
Oh,
this is
bring
awesome.
Bring me home some. Okay.
Maple syrup, that's why.
It's the maple syrup.
So it's been a crazy week in sports. A lot of stuff going on. There's one thing that I want to talk about as we start off this podcast today, because I read it in the New York Post, and then I actually sent you guys this link because this annoys the hell out of me. So in one of the sports, so this is probably, I think it qualifies as a sport, not an activity, but in the World Stone Skimming Championship, which is in Scotland, which is where, you take your stone and you have to throw it, and you have to basically let it bounce 3 times in the water, and whoever goes the furthest distance with three stops along the way, or 3 hits into the water, bounces, wins. And what's happened is people are actually cheating. They're putting together like aerodynamic stones and creating new things, and this just baffles me that people would stoop to this level in sports, that to cheat like that. But what do you guys think about that? Is this just crazy?
I'm fascinated.
I blame social media, right? These people want to become Insta famous, right?
Yeah.
Like 20 years ago, the stone skipping guys, the 20 guys probably went out there and did it, and the victory lap was a beer, and they laughed a lot. And now it's like, I can become famous because I can be the best stone skipper. What do you think of that theory?
Yeah, I just don't understand that. There's this one guy, like the best player, his nickname is Toss Master, and he was the one who started noticing that like people were beating him where he was like ungodly. He was like the Michael Jordan of stone skipping, and people were clobbering him, and he couldn't figure out why they were beating him so bad. And then he was looking at their stones, and they were like all like there's something wrong with them. Like they're manufactured stones. Like I don't even know the rules. So in stone skipping, do you bring your own stones? Because I can't see how you could do that, because you throw them in the water and you never get them back. So I don't understand this
Well,
whole deal.
didn't the article say something about like you have to have a stone from that particular area? I think you have to have a stone from that particular area.
But how do
Like,
they bring doctored stones? They put them in their pockets? I mean, I don't know.
no. I think they were getting stones from that area, but then they were grinding them down or
Yeah,
something.
they ground them down.
Yeah.
No, that's
Make
just
them
So they
amazing.
manipulated the natural stone,
It's
which
just,
I.
it's,
Yes, you have to do
I
Well, it's
just,
like the Bassmaster guy, Brian, right?
yeah,
Putting the lead weights in the fish,
yeah,
or
I
having a
know.
scuba diver underneath, like hooking up fish.
It's just
People
amazing
are
that the
nuts.
things that people do to cheat in sports.
But
So
the
that
article
You're
did
calling this a
say
it's
sport?
everybody's.
almost like the deflate gate. I mean, people go to any level to win. It's just crazy.
Hang on.
But
This is a sport? You think this is a sport, Brian?
What?
Throwing rocks?
World stone skimmer? Yeah, that's a sport. It's tough. You have to be a tough guy. You have to be
no,
tough.
no,
It's more of a sport than tennis.
it's a skill. No, come on.
This article was fascinating because they measure the stones using a measuring device called the Ring of Truth. So that's really cool. And then the toss master is the guy who organized it. And to me, toss master sounds like the nickname of a guy in prison. The toss master? Would you want to be called the toss?
I wonder if they sell. I wonder if they sell baseball cards of these guys, of this
You
group, of
think?
this sport. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, they
If
have sumo wrestling. I have sumo wrestling cards. If they have that,
you if you
okay.
were
So that's another. We should have an episode on that. Sport versus activity. Like, is this an activity or a sport? I mean,
No, a skill.
a skill.
it's a
Okay.
skill.
I think it's skill or sport.
What's sumo wrestling?
That's a sport.
It's a
Yeah, it's a
sport.
sport. Okay.
To me, you have to have athletic ability,
Bowling.
bowling skill,
Ooh, race car driving.
I think
skill,
skill. Yeah, skill. Yeah, that could be. This could be a very
golf.
golf
What's that?
skill.
Golf
Golf.
is
You could
skill.
drink beer and play.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not a
I
sport.
agree. Yeah, it's
Okay.
a skill.
Not a sport, Alex. Golf, not a sport.
Not a sport. No,
Ooh,
it's a
No, you
skill.
could actually you could lose weight and extra. It's a good exercise, but
Yeah,
like bowling's not really good exercise. I don't think you get
yeah.
much
But I don't think you
exercise.
need. You're not required to be an athlete to be a good golfer. I don't think.
No. You don't.
It's just a skill that I can swing the club the proper way. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Like darts, right? Like
Well, these stone skimmers look like pretty tough dudes, but I mean, yeah, they're probably there. It's probably a skill.
well,
Yeah.
what's the
How
difference?
about cornhole?
Skill.
Yeah, I agree.
definitely not a sport.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I call
I
it a
mean, you're
sport.
good at cornhole, Brian, right?
I thought I was good until I joined the leagues, and then I realized I'm not. I mean, I've gotten way better than last time I played with you guys, but I mean, it's I play I play against people that are really good, so I've had to get better,
Yeah,
but I'm still nowhere near.
yeah.
I get embarrassed sometimes, like how I get killed.
Hmm.
So, and I'm good. Like I could actually have the best game I've had in like 5 years and still get beat.
Hmm.
So like I just don't understand. It's just amazing to me how good some of these people are. They have nothing better to do in their lives. But some of these people, and again we're going drifting way off topic, but in this cornhole league, these guys are in leagues almost every day of the week. And I always say, what does your wife say if like every night? Oh, sorry, on my way to cornhole again, and okay, on my way to cornhole every night. I would never. That would never last in my house.
Do they ever get injuries to cornhole guys, like strain an elbow from like tossing the bags all the
I
time?
could see a shoulder, maybe.
Shoulder?
Yeah,
A shoulder, yeah.
Well, your feet have to be like you get stride, yeah, your shoulder could go. I mean, there's a one-armed guy in our league, but it's the other arm, so it doesn't really it doesn't yeah. I mean,
I like how
well, I
Brian
would hope it's the
clarified.
other arm.
yeah.
One-armed guy and he uses the other arm. He's kicking him. Like,
Hey, I can't say that he beat me, so like his team beat us, so like I can't really. So he's really good. So I mean, anyway, okay. So enough of that. Let's talk about. Um, I'm going to skip the first. The first thing you had on your list, Mike, was WNBA playoffs. So if we have like 5 minutes at the end, we'll talk about that. Let's talk about Joe Burrow. What do you think? What's going on with Joe Burrow here?
I'm very disappointed because when we talked about week one, I was so excited for Joe Burrow. Alex said, well, their defense stinks, and their defense has actually been pretty good so far. They've got Al Golden as their new defensive coordinator. He was the Notre Dame coordinator. They gave Jamar Chase his money. T. Higgins got some money. I think he's franchised. Hendrickson got his money. So I'm like, all right, a lot of guys in Cincinnati are gonna be happy. They played well down the stretch. You've got all these other teams beating up on each other. The Ravens and the Bills beating up on each other. The Chiefs. Who knows what you got with the Chiefs? They haven't won a game yet. So I was like, I think this is the opportunity for Joe Burrow to just carry that momentum forward. And he didn't even play great in week 1. They won. And then he got hurt. Turf toe. And I'm like, all right, he's got turf toe. Might be out a little while. Now it's season-ending surgery. And it looks like Joe Burrow is probably going to become the first guy to win Comeback Player of the Year 3 years in a row, 3 times in his career. Because he'll probably come back next year and be terrific. Joe
Is
Burrow.
it season ending or
3 months.
almost season ending? Like he could come back for the playoffs, right?
Almost, yeah, almost. But you got to get them there, right? And the schedule is tough. That division is tough. I mean, the Browns are the weakest team, but Ravens are tough. Steelers are tough.
Who's their backup quarterback? Tom Browning, the old Reds pitcher?
It's Jake Browning.
Jake, okay.
Jake Browning. I think they picked up a couple of other quarterbacks that have got some familiarity with being in Cincinnati. But yeah, a bit of a bummer. They're 2-0, right? Last year they started off terribly and rallied late in the season, but they're 2-0, sitting pretty in that division right now. And Jake Browning did pretty well when he filled in for Joe Burrow in the past. But
no, he can sling, but he's prone to interceptions.
But who did they beat in week 2?
Oh gosh, was it the Jaguars? Might have been the Jaguars that they beat in week 2.
Who can score?
So you're saying their defense has played pretty well against the Browns and the Jaguars?
Yeah. Yes, I am saying that. Hey, you still got to show up and play, right?
Agreed.
And it could help with these players adapting to a new coordinator to just have some confidence, right? Like winning builds confidence. So yeah, opponents may not have been great, but you got to beat them, right? And if they're playing well, getting into a groove, I think it's a little bit easier at 2-0 to buy into the system of a new coordinator than at 0-2. So
agreed.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence is another enigma at quarterback. Supposedly all the skills. Like he threw 3 touchdowns last week, but he also threw 2 interceptions, and had a fumble. He's another guy to me. All the skills are there. But he just has not put it together. And it's not because he doesn't have people around him. He's got good receivers. He's got good running backs. I don't understand that guy. He's another one to me. I just don't get it. Like, why is he not better? Or maybe all the hype was not worth it. Then it wasn't untrue.
Yeah, and I don't think he's had great coaching since he's been there, which I think means a lot. Because you're right. He's got all the skills for sure. When I think of him, I don't think of him as a mistake-prone quarterback. I just don't think of him as like a winning quarterback. But if you said he had 2 interceptions and a fumble, I didn't see his game this week. That's a pretty poor outing.
Yeah, and again, I like him. I've always liked him as a quarterback, and I always wish the Jets had picked him instead of Zach Wilson. But maybe again, I don't think he's done anything that's really warranted that first-round pick, at least at this point.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
He won that one playoff game when they were getting blown out and rallied back and won. I can't remember who that was against. Might have been his second year in the league. And then they went and played Kansas City in a divisional playoff game and were getting beat up pretty good and rallied. And he played really well. And you thought, this guy is going to be as good as advertised. And then he just kind of dropped off after that. They replaced Doug Peterson, who you kind of would have expected would have been the right coach for him, being offensive minded. But he's kind of been spinning his wheels a bit. And I think, Alex, I feel like we talked about Trevor Lawrence last season where his stats are comparable to like a Daniel Jones or something like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Let's talk about Danny Dimes. Yeah. Didn't last week Alex say something like, "Oh, that was a fluke"? Danny Dimes, look at that.
I did. I said that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go find that recording and
yeah, you should find that.
I think you did.
It's not Danny Dimes anymore, Brian. It's Indiana Jones.
Indiana
Indiana
Jones.
Jones,
Yeah.
brilliant.
What is going on with him? It's like he had a rebirth.
He's got a great offensive line, and
Yeah.
he's
Yes.
a smart player. He's a big kid, and he's got
He's
a
also
good
got
arm,
Jonathan Taylor.
and
I
he
mean,
can run.
Yes, good
Yeah,
job. Well, he had Saquon when he had a great season with the Giants,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
You've got to have personnel around you. I mean, you got to have good players around.
I'm actually happy for the guy. I mean,
Sure.
I can't. I don't want to think badly of him. I mean, it's good to see him do well. It's good for football.
yeah.
I think
The
it's great.
Colts are a good organization too.
Yeah, I mean, the NFL needs the Colts to be good for that whole Midwest, vibe. But again, like, who are they playing? It's a long season, and I always root for the Colts. I don't know why, but it's always one of those teams where I'm like, oh, I hope they win. Same with the Packers, and those are just teams that I like to
Yeah,
root for,
me too. I'm the same.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, and they have good play. They don't have great receivers there, and Jones has done pretty well. So,
and they
Michael
have
Pittman is,
Pittman's good, but they have
yeah,
they're playing the Titans this week. They could easily be 3-0.
yeah,
Hey, they don't forget they've got Tyler Warren, who's a great tight end.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
He's caught 11
rookie.
passes already, so he's very good. And Alex was talking about, hey, he's got a great offensive line. Remember how he used to be on the run all the time in New York? He could not
Yes.
survive. He's dropped back 63 times. He's been sacked twice in 2
Yeah,
games. So if you have time and personnel, protection, I think you could be a good quarterback in this league. And he's a good quarterback. He's proven that he could play, and everyone ran him out of town in New York. And it's more the system, and good for him. He landed in a good spot. He was in Minnesota briefly last year when the Giants released him, and now he's in Indianapolis. And yeah, he's got some good players around him. So good for him. It's nice to see him succeed. And I'm with you guys. I don't know why. I kind of like the Colts too. Like when you see that division, you're like, hey, it'd be nice to see the Colts doing
I
well.
always liked Burt Jones when I was growing up. Burt Jones was always a great quarterback that never could get to that final game. And then Andrew Luck I liked. I didn't like Peyton Manning that much, but I Andrew Luck was an amazing quarterback too. Just injuries, right? Ruined his whole
Unfortunately
career.
named though, huh?
Yeah,
Andrew
bad
Luck.
luck. Yeah,
No
bad luck.
luck. Andrew
well,
Bad.
that that's what people are saying now is Joe Burrow the next Andrew Luck,
Gosh.
where he's just going to say, after a number of years, forget it. I just can't do it anymore. But
Yeah, you got to
I
carry
don't think
somebody
so.
around for another 50 years, right? So,
Yeah,
No, I know.
I mean, Andrew Luck was more like shoulders, right? Like he
mhm.
had upper body issues, and
Mhm.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
Joe
he
Burrow
couldn't
seemed to have
sleep.
these
Yeah,
lower body issues. Yeah,
Andrew Luck. I heard something. He just couldn't sleep. Like
yeah.
he was just in so much pain all the time. It has to be a miserable. Suppose he's really happy now. He's coaching, right?
No, he's
He's
the general
No,
manager.
he's the
Stanford
GM
football.
for
oh, the
Stanford.
GM, the GM.
Yeah,
Okay.
So
Frank Reich is the coach.
Oh yeah, who
Frank
won this
Reich's the
week?
coach there.
They
Oh,
won.
he's
He
like
had his
an
first win this week.
interim.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
like an
yeah.
interim.
And remember how good Stanford used to be?
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
Yeah.
Stanford was, a Pac-12 powerhouse, which, is a rung down, but they always used to be, they were good every year. And now they can't find wins.
Yeah,
They
they're just not. I don't know. It's too hard to. Their academic standards are too high now. They just can't.
Yeah.
Hey, how's the Stanford stone skipping team? Is they pretty good? I don't know.
their sailing team is excellent though.
Their
But
sailing team.
but
Yeah, well,
but
yeah.
Stanford
Well,
was
isn't
very good when they were coached by
Stanford's
Alex's
one of
favorite
those,
coach.
what's that? What's the college cup that you win? Like if you win the most championships? Because I think Stanford wins that a lot.
Oh,
Like
like
there's
every
some
year?
college, what's that?
Oh, like every year one college wins because they won the most
Yes.
championships or whatever. Oh, I don't know. That's
Yes,
a good one.
yes, yeah, and I think it's a cup or something, and I think Stanford has won it a number of times because like volleyball and
Water
basketball.
polo and
I mean,
whatnot,
No,
right?
they're very
yeah,
good. They're
yeah,
very good at
yeah,
volleyball every year. Yeah, they are.
yeah,
They're really good at volleyball.
yeah, and water polo and all those crazy
Yeah,
sports.
exactly.
That
So
yeah, the
Joe
one that we
Burrow.
played it so much as kids, water polo. My friends and I got together and we got the ghetto water polo. Yeah,
So I'm
that's
looking at
amazing.
so I'm looking at Joe Burrow's injury list. So 2020 rookie season tore his ACL. Then
And that was on a
2021,
hit, I believe. He got
yeah,
hit low.
2021 dislocated pinky finger, but didn't miss any playing time. 2022 MCL sprain suffered in the Super Bowl, rehab, no surgery. 2023 calf strain, missed time early in the 2023 season. 2023 ruptured wrist ligament in November, kept him out the rest of the year, and now turf toe. Surgery out at least 3 months, they're saying. So
Yeah, and isn't there something in his contract, Mike, that the Bengals can get out of it? I think like there's only so much guaranteed money or something, and
oh,
and they can get out. It's a big chunk of money they can get out of.
really?
Yeah, I
Interesting.
don't have it in front of me. I don't have my computer in front of me today, but if you could, I saw that that there's only I don't know if it's after the end of this year or next year, and
He'll
then
be back.
yeah, I
I
agree.
know he'll be back. He'll be back. I
I don't
just
know how you let a guy like him go,
Yeah, he is
but
really good when he's out there. Like so
yeah,
dynamic and man, and watching that quarterback series on Netflix, man, he's like a cool team guy. Like
yeah, his team. His team
yeah,
likes love. Like Chase loves him. I mean, you
yeah.
gotta
They went
the
to college
guy.
together. Yeah, they played together in college.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's his buddy. I mean, it's sad. I don't like to see good players get hurt. No matter what, I just don't like. It just waters things down, and that's the thing about football. Every year, in the first 2 or 3 games of the season, people get these crazy injuries. It always happens.
Now lousy players, they can get injured as much as you want. I don't care.
Yeah, who cares, right? I mean, I don't care, but
Oh my God.
yeah, it's sad. It's sad. What other things last week did you notice that were you shocked to see? Let's not even talk about the Jet game because I don't want to vomit. But let's what other big surprise did you see last week that you were shocked
Well,
about? Kansas City losing again?
I'm always surprised by them losing. I mean, look, they lost to the Eagles, and I didn't see what happened after they turned the ball over. But I feel like early in the second was it? Or if you guys saw this game, I think it was like early in the second half or the second quarter. The Chiefs went for it on fourth down at like their own 30 and tried to run it, went nowhere, and the Eagles got the ball back. I don't know if the Eagles scored on the ensuing possession, but it was kind of a bold move, and the
well,
Chiefs.
there was tush push controversy again
I'm,
because the Eagles they show it in slow motion.
Mhm.
Both the guards for the Eagles fire early before the ball snapped, and
Oh,
the refs don't see it to call it because it's kind of all in that bundle. But when they slowed it down, you can see it's clearly played that way. That both guards are jumping the snap, and they're nearly making contact with the defense before the ball snapped. So the defense hasn't moved, and the two guards are firing off. So I guess a number of teams have been saying, "Hey, the Eagles are doing this. We know they're doing it." And now the refs are going to ref it much tighter for the remainder of the season because they were embarrassed because it was shown on national TV that hey, the Eagles are doing this, and I guess they're saying they've always been doing it, and we've been saying this all along, but there's been no enforcement of the rule because it's such a close, tight play, very difficult to call. So
what do you guys think of the tush push?
I don't think I personally I don't think you should be able to aid the forward progress of a player. It
I
was never
agree.
like that
Yeah.
for what since the beginning of football you couldn't do it, and then a few years ago they said, oh, I forget players started getting pushed into the end zone, right? And
Yes.
they said, oh, it's a judgment call, and then they said, well, forget it. You can push them, but you can't pull them. I just it seems crazy to me. Like I'm waiting for the time where they line up two offensive linemen in the backfield. They hand it off to the running back. The offensive lineman pick them up and throw them over the top. Like, right? Like, I mean, so I'm not in favor of it, and it's not because the Eagles do it well, and I mean other teams do it too. It's just that it's like such a silly play
Yeah.
that that now it's just like get two big guys behind you, and then they just push you into
Well,
the end zone.
see, so there's another thing that always. So like there was a field goal last week that was um, negated, and or there was a re-kick had to be made because the defensive player like supposedly jumped on another person's back to try to block
He
the
pushed off on
yeah,
the
he
other
pushed off.
player.
Right,
It
right.
was
Yeah.
the Colts
So
game.
I don't think to me that's not. I don't think that's a big deal. What is it? Why can't you do that if you want to?
Because they don't want guys jumping on guys' backs over and jumping up
What
to
if
block the field
what
goal.
if like okay, let's say you, me, and Mike are in the back, and then like, what if Mike runs and you and I hold our hands together and push him up in the air to try to block? Would that be
Yes, you
a
can't do
penalty?
that.
You
You
can't do
can't
that
do that.
either.
No,
Okay.
you can't aid. You can't aid the person, getting higher, basically.
So I always wondered why they didn't hire like really tall basketball players and just have them to come in there to try to block kicks.
Well, they could.
Loophole.
No, they
They could just
could.
stand. Well, they could stand there, but they can't. They can't like
But can you imagine if you had
jump
like
on
a seven
somebody
foot
else.
eight guy, 7'8" guy standing there blocking every extra point or field goal? It would be great, but it's a waste of a roster spot.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
um, but
yeah.
that could be, I don't know. I don't know why no
But
one's ever thought of it.
Sean Payton came out and said the penalty was called correctly, and it was called against them. It was called
So
against Denver, and he
See,
okay,
said it was the correct call. The player pushed up, and you're not allowed to do that.
so you're not
So
allowed to aid, right?
correct. So you can't, as an individual, you can't run to somebody else and like push off on their back to get higher. You can't do that. Nor can somebody stand behind you and lift you up.
Yeah, so they're saying, oh, you can't aid this player in that situation, but the tush push, you are aiding that player
Correct.
by. So
Yeah.
I don't get it. I just think it's almost against the integrity of the game. Like I hand the ball off to Saquon Barkley, or rather, I think in the Eagles case, it's always Jalen Hurts takes the snap, and everyone just kind of like piles in behind him and pushes him in. I'm like, if Jalen Hurts can't get in on his own, he can't get in on his own. Like he shouldn't be
Right.
aided by these, like you said, these guards coming up behind these 600 pounds of beef
Or,
that's gonna
yeah,
drive.
or even like when the running back's like 7 yards down the field and the linemen come up and just start pushing the pack. Like that's silly to me.
Yeah, exactly. That
It
exactly. Yeah, to your
it
point,
goes
how
against the whole forward progress, right? Like you stopped forward progress. That should be it. Oh
yeah,
no, no, two offensive linemen came and pushed me 3 more yards. I don't.
yeah. I'm with
So
yeah, you're right about that. That's not. It's not. It never in the old days that never happened because it would always be a penalty.
yeah, you can't. It was illegal to do it. You couldn't
Like
aid a
like
forward
wide
progress
receiver would
player.
catch the ball and then like the lineman would push him. They would say, okay, you're at the spot where that happened. That you can't move. Anything past that doesn't count.
I think I may have brought this up before. I don't know if you remember it or not, Bryan, but didn't the Pittsburgh Steelers defense in the '70s pick up a Raider? I think it was a Raider. Picked up somebody and literally carried him in to get a safety.
I
Am I
don't know
making that
about
up?
that. I don't
You don't
know
know about
about
that?
that.
All right.
No, I
I'll
don't
do
know.
research on that. I'll bring it up maybe
It sounds
next
like a Little
episode.
Rascals episode.
Yeah, yeah. It was early. It was early, and I don't remember it. I remember seeing it
Well,
on
I remember
highlights.
the Raiders used to do the fumble rooski all the time, and they had to outlaw that,
Yeah,
where they would
yeah,
purposely fumble to get the ball
yeah.
up
Mhm.
further, and they obviously had to get rid of change that rule. I mean, the NFL changes rules when they see things going like that, but yeah, the
Well,
tush push, I assume it's going to be outlawed, but they're going to have to do it the right way. That they're going to have to figure out a way to do it so it's fair.
yeah. I mean, I just think go back to the old rule. It worked, you know. And if the refs are complaining it's hard to call, well, yeah, well, so is this tush push thing. You can't get that right because they're firing off early. They're jumping the snap because they know when the snap is, and they're going, a half snap early. But speaking of rule changes, they got to change this field goal rule stuff because these guys are kicking 70-yard field goals without a problem,
Yeah,
right? The Giants. So I don't know if you guys heard the stats this week. There have been 60, is it 60 plus or 64-yard plus field goals kicked?
and what
And
is so?
wait,
Look,
hold on.
good.
Six made out of how many did they say? Out of either 30 or 40 kicked. Three of the six made with time expiring have been against the Giants.
Yeah, that I saw.
50% of the
Yeah,
kicks
I
for
know.
game-winning field goals over 60 yards have been kicked against the Giants, and they've made every one of them. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So the Cowboys now, think about it. If you kick off to them, they get it in the end zone, you get it at the 35-yard line. They have to go 15 yards to be able to kick a game-winning field goal. 15 yards to get to the 50. It's just crazy.
So the rule you want to have changed is the kickoff rule, not the field goal. There's no field goal, no change in the field goal rule, though,
Well,
right?
what if you narrowed the field goal, made it smaller? I mean, they're making field goals at an unprecedented rate now, right?
Well,
Like,
what is the reason why? Is it because
because the kickers
they're
are so
giving
much
them
better.
they're giving them brand new balls? They're giving them
No, the kickers are better, right? These guys are like these guys from age 12 are training to be
well,
kickers.
because the guy on the Jacksonville hit a 70 yarder right
Yeah,
early in
yeah.
preseason. Yeah, that
Cam.
guy can kick.
Well,
He hits bullets too.
well, think about the Cowboys. The Cowboys kicker, Brendan Avery, right?
Yep.
He was a soccer player in college. He never played football.
Hmm.
He played professional soccer for a few years.
Oh
I
wow.
think washed out of that. He was doing something else, like literally working at a Walmart or something. And they said he and his wife were watching football, and this kicker goes and kicks a field goal and misses. And his wife looks at him and says, "You can do that." And he's like, "You know what? I probably." And he goes out and he trains for I don't know how long, and he kicks. I don't know if he was in the UFO or where he was,
Hmm.
and he gets hired by the Cowboys. This guy was basically went from the couch to the best kicker in the NFL in
Wow.
like 2 years,
Like Kurt
three
Warner,
years.
bagging groceries at a shop,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And then he becomes a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
yeah. But
Uh,
but the skill of kicking has gotten so refined.
well,
And
because
and again, they miss,
no,
but
but so
but
in the when I was growing up, so it was okay when I was really young. But we get the football cards. There were a lot of kickers that were like the Gogolak brothers, Pete Gogolak, and remember,
yeah,
I don't know if you remember those guys, but I remember
yeah,
them from football cards. I don't remember ever seeing them play, but they were like ex soccer. Jan Stenerud,
yeah,
they were
Johnson.
ex soccer players, and they used to kick great, right? Then there was a stretch where you didn't see that anymore. You just didn't see the soccer player kickers anymore. Now they're
Well,
back.
well, Mark Mosley was the last guy to be the
Yeah,
straight on kicker, right? The Redskin guy. And then, but he wasn't hitting anything of any distance, right? Like all his were probably
just
40
accurate.
yards
No,
in.
just accurate. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Barefoot.
40 yards in. And I remember if a guy made a 50-yard field goal, that was a big deal. Now
Big deal.
that's like nothing now.
Well, like yeah, because the article I saw the other day in the Sunday news, I think they were talking about at the time when Tom Dempsey kicked that 63 yarder,
Mhm.
right? Up until that point, like no one had even come close. And
No.
then from the time he kicked that to the next time when somebody kicked a 60 yarder, which I forget who did it, but it was a long time. It was like a really long time
It was the
because
guy from Denver, right?
yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah,
But then they said, "Oh, it was in Denver with a high altitude." It's like, okay,
yeah.
whatever, whatever. But no one kicked that like that since that day. And even if you watch I think there's a whole documentary on that thing. And one of the guys says, like, I bet you if he had 10 shots to kick that field goal, nine of them would have missed. He said
Hmm.
he just hit it perfectly. The
Yeah,
wind helped it. It just barely made it over, right? That and then from no one ever did anything like that. But now it's a dime a dozen. People are breaking
yeah,
the record and they're doing it all. Oh, 60, fine, no problem. I was at a Jet game where somebody kicked a 60 yarder and I was shocked.
yeah.
So
It's crazy.
it's amazing that people can do that nowadays. Again, I don't know if it's the football. I don't know if it's maybe the home team has like wind currents they're pushing. They turn on some fans and no one knows about. Don't laugh because I if somebody doctors up stones for stone skipping, they could probably do that. I don't know. I just it's amazing to me the amount of long distance field goals. If somebody kicks a 70 yarder like he did in preseason, and actually it would have gone 75 if you looked at that. It was
Well,
a
the
good shot.
the Giants one, it was a 64-yarder, and it hit the back of the net.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a 70-yard field goal.
The field goal that Chris Boswell kicked against the Jets, and we won. That thing
You have
was
to
a
bring that up.
bomb. That
Okay.
was a bomb.
I was a bomb,
Yeah,
total bomb.
yeah. I mean, for our audience, right? All these terms, 60-yard, whatever. Even if you follow sports closely, go out to a football field, right, at your local high school,
Not even
and
close.
stand on the 50-yard line,
Yeah,
like you're going to kick a field goal, and see how far that is. Like it's
yeah.
crazy the distance that it is, and how small that field goal looks from where you are. It's
And you
amazing.
have 11 gigantic guys rushing to try to
Yeah.
kill you,
Right. Yep.
right?
Yep.
And you have to have the snap perfect.
Yep.
And the ball tilted the right way and everything like that. Like there's
And
so
only
much
9 guys
involved.
blocking. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's so involved, and it's such an incredible skill. Then I saw an article that said we should eliminate field goals, or just altogether field goals and extra points. Just get rid of the kicker. Like, that's stupid.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's part
Yeah,
of the
Yeah,
game.
that's a terrible.
I, a guy called up the fan this week and had a funny. It was somewhat ridiculous, but he said, "This is what they should do. A 60-plus yard field goal should only be worth 1 point. A 50-plus yard field goal should only be worth 2 points. And the reason is because you didn't move the football enough to
You're
earn more
punished.
points."
Ugh.
So I think the bigger problem is these end of games. I mean, when Malik Neighbors, Russell Wilson threw the bomb, if you didn't watch
yeah,
the Giant game,
yeah.
threw a bomb. Malik Neighbors caught it in the end zone with 25 seconds left. The Giants go ahead. I mean, in any other year, that's a win.
Mhm.
But in the last 2 or 3 years now, there's 25 seconds left on the clock. They got the ball at the 35. They ran 2 or 3 plays. The Giants stupidly played prevent defense, but probably thinking, what are the chances he's going to make a 65-yard field goal? And he goes down and makes a 65-yard field goal.
Yeah, I know.
I
I
mean,
know.
and
I
they
know.
lose the game. Crazy.
It is
Crazy.
amazing. It's a big shift. And again, I don't know how you're going to fix that. The kickoff rule. I love the fact that people are actually returning kicks again. That's a good thing. But yeah, 35-yard line. That's crazy.
And also, I mean, even if they kick it off, right, these guys are getting to the 30,
Yeah.
right? They kick it off. They field it around the goal line. I mean, because of the way the rules are now, there's a better than 50% chance they're getting to the 30-yard line. Whereas in the old days, they'd kick it out of the end zone and you start at the 20. And that's a big difference, you know? I mean, 10 yards, that's like a whole nother, at least 1 or 2 plays to get 10 yards. And that's what, 15 seconds probably? You know,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's a lot, you know, unless
You
they
give
do a quick.
you give 15 minutes to like a guy like Mahomes. I mean, it's like it's an eternity.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. So
it's interesting, very interesting. So, yeah, I don't. I'm perplexed on a lot of those things. Last week was very very interesting to me. There's some
but
things that happened that I was shocked about.
but you don't like making the field goal narrower?
I don't know.
I like that better than 1 pointers and 2 pointers.
Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah,
Because
1 pointers and 2 pointers.
it's a fair point though, right? To narrow them because the league should evolve or the sport should evolve as the players evolve, right? Like they did with the NBA 3-point line and
Well, the
moving it
Arena
out.
Football League. If you remember, the Arena Football League used to have. They would have a mark in the middle of so basically they had a field goal. If you kicked it right down the middle, you get the 3 points. But if you kicked it on in the towards the left bar or
Mhm.
towards the right bar, you only got two.
That's almost like carnival.
That's how arena football used to be. I don't know. I mean,
Do
that
you know
might
the
be a cool thing.
Do you know the Canadian football rule?
No, good.
If you kick it and it goes through, you get 3 points. If you miss it, but it goes through the end zone, you get 1 point.
Well, that's a rogue, but that's the same as with a punt. If you punt the ball no, they don't run it out of the end zone, or it gets past the end zone, you get 1 point too. Yeah,
A rogue.
yeah, it's called a rogue.
Oh.
But it's interesting because but they only have 3 downs, so it's a little different there.
Yeah.
You only have 3 downs. That might be a cool thing to do. Change the NFL, have 3 downs.
I think what they should do is go back to the more strict defensive rule, like allow defensive players to play more defense, but only allow 10 defenders.
Oh,
11 on 10 though?
Yeah, 11 on 10. So the quarterback now, you know, is kind of like the extra guy on the field, but
Mhm.
let the defenders actually defend the receivers. Don't call these ridiculously stupid pass interference where the quarterback underthrows the ball and the receiver tries to stop and run back and the defensive player runs into him and they call a penalty. Like, no, that's not a penalty anymore. So let the defenders defend, but only get 10 players,
Hmm.
that's very interesting.
right? Send that one up the flagpole to Roger
Yeah,
Goodell.
Roger Goodell, man. Oh
Because
goodness.
then you're not blitzing as many guys. You know, the quarterback's not getting, you know, all this pressure, but the defender still has the opportunity to kind of, you know, mess with the receiver a little bit and block the ball.
Yeah,
That's my solution.
it's
I
pretty
do like
wild.
it because
I like it. I'm actually, you're
yeah.
actually, I like it. I'm not. I can't even disagree with you on this.
But
Okay, so let's jump quickly over to baseball. The playoffs are getting close. Things are starting to really tighten up. Um, in the American League, you have Toronto, Detroit, and Houston with their divisions, and the wild cards right now are Yankees, Seattle, and Boston. But it's really close. You could Texas or Cleveland can easily sneak into that other spot. What are you guys thinking there?
You want to start,
Alex,
Mike?
go ahead. You're the
All
baseball
right.
expert.
So Boston is playing terrible. I mean,
Yeah,
I think they've lost two in a row to the A's.
Hmm.
So they're not playing well at all. The Yankees have gotten hot and just went through a gauntlet of teams. What we would call the winning teams, right? Good teams. They played the Astros. They played the Blue Jays. They played the Red Sox. They won all of those series. They went into Minnesota. They just beat them twice, and Minnesota's not very good this year. And now they're playing Baltimore, and they won again tonight. Toronto lost. So the Yankees are three out of the division lead. It's probably going to be tough to get there because there's only like 10 games left.
yeah.
But I think Boston is in trouble. They're kind of floundering, and I don't know if they're going to right the ship or not. But you're right, Brian. They could easily lose that
Well, the
last spot.
Indians have won 9 out of their last 10.
Yeah, they're playing great. Shout out Scott Marshall for he's a
Yeah,
big. And then it's not the Indians, Brian. It's the Guardians, by the
Guardians.
way.
I know. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't get into that. I can't. It'll never happen.
So I think from an American League perspective, it's going to be tight. I don't think there's anybody that's running away with it. I think I think any wild card team can actually get to the World Series as well. Toronto was a standout team most of the season, but has really begun to falter near the end of the season. They've righted the ship a little bit in the last week or so, but a week ago it looked like the Yankees may pass them easily, and then the Yankees had to play some tough games. And Baltimore went on a little winning streak, and they moved it up to 4 games, and then they just lost. So the Yankees
Well,
and
the
the Yankees won
Yankees
tonight.
also had some crazy flight issues, right? They had one of their flights was canceled, and another one they had when they went to go play the Orioles. I think their flight was diverted uh, to Dulles, and then they had to take like they got in at 4 o'clock in the morning before the afternoon
Yeah,
game or something. Like the Yankees have had some, again they lost games, but they're understandable. We know that travel sucks, and when you have travel problems, your body just doesn't feel right, and they had some major ones the last
yeah.
couple of weeks. Supposedly there was two really bad diverted flights that the Yankees were on over the last week, and they did lose the next game. So that's interesting to me. Um,
I,
but go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, but like the Yankees, like I feel like when they win the first two games of a series, they give up the third game.
Yeah, I
Like,
know. I know.
all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, Judge isn't playing, and Volpe's not sure, whatever. And there's all these changes in the lineup for the third game, and you're just like, why are you doing that? Like, you have an opportunity to sweep, and I know they want to rest these guys, and they think that's successful, whatever, but. Um, I just think they're giving up these games, and if this season ends and they end up one game behind Toronto or 2 games behind Toronto and they don't win the division, now they get no rest going into the playoffs, right? Like you're immediately playing the next round, the wild card round, whereas Toronto's going to get probably 5 days off to rest and set their lineup and set their rotation. So, as well as the other division winner, I think it would be the Astros probably would get, not the Astros. Who else is going to? Oh,
Well,
Detroit.
Detroit, but
Detroit right now.
Detroit's only one game ahead of the Astros right now.
Yeah, they're
Detroit's
faltering too.
3-7 in the last. Well, again, Struble was hurt, but he's back now. He'll be back.
Yeah,
That would have been it for them if they went into the playoffs
yeah.
without him. They needed him.
Yeah.
So
So anyway, I just think the Yankees gave up too many games this year by winning the first two of the series and then saying, "Oh, you know what? It's almost like they're geared to win the series. They're not geared to, win every game."
so so
Um,
so here's another interesting tidbit. Okay, there's about 10 games left, right? The no team well, Milwaukee could possibly, but I don't think it's going to happen. No team is going to win 100 games this year. None.
And
So,
there's been no hitters this year.
ooh, interesting.
First time since
Interesting.
like 2005, I
There was
think.
like 3 last year, right? I mean, it's
Yeah,
um,
and they came in bunches, right? Wasn't it
yeah,
like a couple guys did it and like
yes.
yeah, within a couple days of
So
each other.
so very interesting. Yeah, very interesting. But
Yeah,
I know so there's a lot. It's a lot more parity, which is good. Actually, it's good for the sport.
yeah.
Um, no, truthfully, the last wild card to the best team right now, there's a six game difference. So Boston has 83 wins, Toronto 89.
Yeah,
Like
that's
that's pretty
crazy.
crazy. And in the
Yeah,
National League, the Mets 79, Milwaukee 93. So there's a pretty big gap there.
yeah,
But not as much as other years. I mean, it
yeah.
really. I mean, normally there's at least one 100 win team, if not two.
Well,
None.
my Met World Series pick is hanging on by a thread.
Yeah, I know. They
I
won.
mean,
They
they might
won
not make the
today.
playoffs.
They won
Yeah,
today, and so they're 2 games up on Arizona, but
And the
and
Rays,
Cincinnati. They're two
yeah.
games up on Arizona and Cincinnati, but and they're 3 games up on San Francisco.
and they're
But
beating the Padres, which are a good team. So
yeah, they are. They are.
yeah, yeah.
So it's very interesting. Baseball. It's going to be a fun playoff series. I'm curious to see what's going. Who's going to play who. We'll see what happens. This next week, the next time we record, will probably be really close to the end of the season. So let's look at. There's another thing I want to look at right now. So batting average. Okay, Aaron Judge batting 329. Jacob Wilson right behind him at 321. Do you think Wilson can catch Aaron Judge?
I would say no.
No, 9 points.
He's playing too well. Judge is playing too well
Yeah.
right now.
Wilson
And
had
and
Wilson
and
had
the
like a 3 or 4 game thing last week where he had like 3 hits in 3 straight games. Then he's kind of tapered off.
but also the pitching that Judge is going to face. He's facing Oriole and White Sox pitching for the next 10
Yeah,
games.
next nine
So
games.
I think he's going to get his hits.
Okay, that's very
That's my
interesting.
guess.
Okay,
I and I'm surprised, Alex. You don't think the Yankees could catch the Blue Jays? Blue Jays got to play the Red Sox in there. They got to play the Rays. I feel like the Yankees, if
I
they're
think,
locked in, could
yeah, I think they
win these next
can.
9.
I think they can, but making up 3 games in 10 is pretty tough.
yeah. Run scored. Otani it leads the National League with 137. Judge leads the American League with 127. The closest person to them is like 10 or 15 away. So they basically have those. There's no one. No one's going to get
But
that
Bry,
many.
think about that. How many games did Judge miss?
I know, and he still did 127.
Yeah.
120. Okay, RBIs. Kyle Schwarber has 128 for the National League. Next person there is Alonso with 119. I doubt that it's going to happen. American League, Cal Raleigh has 118, and Eugenio Suarez has 111. I think Raleigh has
What
that.
what about Raleigh and home runs, Bry?
Yeah, okay, home runs is next. Home runs. Okay, Raleigh has 56. Schwarber has 53. Otani 51. Judge 48. I mean, Judge is not going to hit 8 home runs in 10 games. He could, but I doubt that. Yeah.
Well, but also Raleigh. I'm thinking, can he beat Judge's 62?
4 home runs.
He
He,
needs 6
he
more.
only bats 247. That's the
Yeah,
biggest thing. That's the
Yeah,
biggest thing for. Well, Schwarber's 243. I mean, that's just amazing to me. These guys, um, they're like the epitome of swing or miss.
yeah.
yeah,
Uh, but
The
you know what?
game demons.
Yeah, they hit bombs too. Schwarber hits bombs. Like none of
yeah.
his home runs are cheap. He just crushes balls. Like it's just
And he doesn't look the part, you know.
no. He looks like a Gorman Thomas. Remember Gorman Thomas?
Oh
You
man,
remember
That's what
so
Greg
he reminds me of
Luzinski?
him. Yes, the bull. Yes,
Yeah,
I threw batting practice to him. I know the bull. Um, Steals. Jose Caballero is at 48. The closest to him is Chandler Simpson of the Rays with 42. Is 6 stolen bases enough? Do you think that's enough for him to win the championship? I think he's gonna.
yeah, he will because he'll just steal more, and
Yeah.
the Yankees will play him and put him on to steal bases. So I think he'll stay ahead.
Okay. So that's really cool. Okay. On base percentage. Judge slaughtering everybody. There's no. Actually, he's 453. The next closest person is Soto. Believe it or not, at 394 in the National League. But the American League, there's nobody. It's George Springer, 394. No way. No one's going to catch Judge. Judge has that.
Yeah, yeah.
Slugging percentage. Judge is crushing everybody again. That's another thing too. Is you don't, because he's such a good hitter. His numbers are so much higher. He is 65%, 65 points higher than Otani.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy, and he's like 80 points higher than Kyle Raleigh. So like he's got the slugging percentage, OPS, the combination of the two. Obviously, Judge is 100 points higher than anybody else. So I'm just trying to picture the MVP voting. I mean, there's a lot there. Okay, the doubles, the lead in doubles is always an interesting one for me. Bo Bichette and Bobby Witt. Bo Bichette 44, Bobby Witt 42. Um, I think that could go up any day. Like either one of those two could win that.
Hmm.
That's pretty cool. I like to see doubles. One of the interesting thing I saw this year was Pete Alonso has 37 doubles, which he's never really done before in his career,
Mm.
because he's changed his batting style. That's why I think he's a better player. Triples. Corbin Carroll of Arizona has 17. The closest is 13. No one's going to catch him. No one's going to hit 4 triples in 10 games.
17's a
Yeah.
lot of triples.
17 is a lot of triples. That's like old school.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely old school. Okay, so
That's
then
like old school big stadium,
yes,
right? Like Busch
Exactly,
Stadium
yeah.
when it was really big in
okay.
the outfield.
Wins. We talked before. We're not gonna have a 20-game winner. Wins. Max Fried and Freddie Peralta both have 17. Garrett Crochet 16.
Max
Carlos
Fried got his
Rodon
18.
16.
Yeah.
So
Fried
those are
got
the
his
top
18.
4. No one's going to catch those guys. So it's one of those. I don't know who of those 4 is going to have the most wins this year. They'll probably have 2 starts. I would think 2 starts. Because of the playoffs they don't. It depends.
Yeah.
Definitely 1 start, if not 2. But I think
Well, Freed pitched today and won.
yeah,
So does that make him 17 or
17 and
18?
5,
He's
17
no,
and
he's
5. Yeah.
18. He's
17.
18.
Oh, he's 18. That was his 18th.
Yep. 18.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So he's 18.
Okay.
So he's actually leading now. They haven't updated this yet. Okay, so he's leading. So yeah, but he's not going to get 20. They're not going to give him 2 more starts. But that's interesting. So we're not going to have a 20-game winner. But so Fried, even though he had a stretch in the middle of the season where he was really bad. Remember, there was like a 4-game stretch.
Well,
Where
he had a bad blister.
yeah, he was awful. And
Yeah.
if he had won 1 or 2 of those games,
Yeah.
he would be having 20 right now. So
Yeah.
okay, that's very interesting. Saves. Carlos Estevez of Kansas City, who I do like. He's a good pitcher. He has 40. Robert Suarez of San Diego has 39. No one else is close. So one of those two could get a save over the next couple of days and wrap up that. I always like to look at these things because winning a title, that stays forever, right? You're not okay. ERA. So Paul Skeens is slaughtering everybody. So National League, he's got 2.03. The closest person is Freddie Peralta at 265. So that's not going to change. Okay, Skeens has it. American League, Screwball 226, Hunter Brown 227.
Hmm.
So that could go either way. One of those 2 guys could win that.
Let me ask you a question,
Go
Bryan,
ahead.
as you go through this. You mentioned Pete Alonso before.
Yeah,
I want both of your guys' opinion on this. Does he sign with the Mets next year?
I wouldn't if I was him. But I mean, unless they give him this amazing contract, no. He's going to be the most marketable he's ever been now because he's a better hitter. He's a better player now than he was last year. Last year he was a bomb guy, batting 220, 230, hitting a lot of home runs. Now he's hitting the ball all over the park. He's a better hitter. It's his opportunity. Go play. He's getting old, but unless he wants to just stay as a Met for the whole career,
Which he does.
which
Yeah,
but
Steve Cohen's going to back up the truck to pay this guy.
yeah, I hope he does. He
I mean,
deserves it.
they paid him $30 million. He's the only first base made him $30 million, but I think they gave him a 1-year deal,
1-year
right?
deal, yeah.
Yeah. But that's interesting. I know it's kind of more a hot stove topic, but interesting topic to think about.
No, it is. And so WHIP, which is another interesting walks and hits per innings pitched. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys under 1. Tariq Skubal is leading by far right now. He's at .86. Jacob deGrom, big comeback for him.
Yeah.
He's at .93. Brian Wu of Seattle, .94. Paul Skeens, .96. Nick Pavetta, remember him? Wasn't he a Yankee? He's .97. And Yoshinobu Yamamoto of Los Angeles of the Dodgers is .98. That's amazing to have that many people as a whip under one. Screwball is just unreal.
Yeah.
.86. Like that's just unbelievable. And again, he got clobbered his last start, and he still has that number. So, again, I think he's Cy Young, but again, we could talk about that next week.
Brian, we've talked about how pitchers are babied all the time, and no
Yeah.
one's going to throw 200 innings this
No,
year either.
doubtful.
And we used to see guys throwing 300 innings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right now, there's 6 people with over 200 strikeouts. There's a bunch of people with 190, but one of them's Zach Wheeler, so that's not going to happen. Garrett Crochet, 240, blows no one's even close to him. Even Screwball is 224. Skeens, 209. Logan Webb, 206. Jesus Luzardo, 206. Dylan Cease, 201. No one's going to catch Crochet. 240.
Yeah. He's a good pitcher.
And he was a free agent, right? It's just
Yeah.
unbelievable there. And shutouts. There's like 12 guys that have one. So
Yeah.
if anybody gets one, they're going to win that championship. Otherwise, they're not going to get it. Complete games. Only 3 people have 2. That's the one. 3 people have 2 complete games. That's it. And none of these are great pitchers. Nick Lodono of Cincinnati, Framber Valdez of Houston, and Tanner Beebe of the Guardians. None of them are really good pitchers. None of them have a great year. They each have 2 complete games. So that's just amazing that the winner, the person who leads the league in complete games is probably going to have 2.
Yeah.
30 starts.
Yeah, it's amazing. So that's all the major stats. Pretty cool. I mean, we'll see what happens. I think, to me, right now, Judge is MVP, Screwball is Cy Young, National League. Yeah, it could be Peralta or Skeens, but Cy Young. But MVP National League, it's going to be a difficult one. But it's probably going to be Ohtani again, though. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't see who would overtake him. Like I'm kind of looking at all these players in the National League, and yeah, I don't see anybody that could overtake Ohtani.
What about Schwarber?
He could.
I mean, where would the Phillies be without him?
He's 53 home runs, 120 RBIs, 106 runs too.
240.
106 runs from
And
this slow-moving guy.
What's Otani's numbers?
Hold on.
So he's got
51, 95, 137 runs.
and he's batting 40 points higher than Schwarber.
Yeah. But he doesn't play the field.
Yeah.
Schwarber's a good fielder.
But Otani's pitching too.
Yeah, I know. He pitched 6 no-hit innings that day, right? Or 1-hit innings?
They're saying he's going to be their number 1 starter in the playoffs.
Starter? I thought he was going to come out of the pen. Really?
No, I heard Otani. Well, they said tonight on the Yankee game they thought it'd be Ohtani, Yamamoto, and I forget who they said the third guy was going to be.
Wow.
For the Dodgers. And Kershaw was going to, because they were talking about Kershaw. They said he'll be out of the bullpen. So,
yeah, remember the Yankees were trying to get Eugenio Suarez. So Seattle picked him up at the trade deadline. Remember the Yankees were really trying hard to get him. Now
he was a third baseman, right?
Yeah, he's had 10 home runs, 24 RBIs, but he's batting 185.
Sure.
Cedric Mullins for the Mets. The Mets are like, oh, we got a new starting center fielder. He's batting like 115.
Yeah, and he's not even playing that much.
No, not anymore. And the Yankees and Mets both picked up all these relievers. They all stink.
Yeah.
It's amazing how, normally we'd have this discussion for all these midseason pickups. Usually the guys do really well because they're happy. They're going to a better team. They have a chance for the playoffs, and they do well. This is the first year in a long, long time where I see a lot of duds.
A lot.
Yeah, more than I have ever seen. So it's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting stuff. So we'll see what happens. Okay, really quick before we sign off, WNBA playoffs. the Fever did beat the Dream tonight. So
Now look, that's an impressive achievement because
they have more injured players than they
yeah,
have active players.
two
Like, it's
very good
amazing.
players out, Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham, and you thought they were dead in the
No,
water.
and actually, their point guard Stephanie Colson and their backup point guard's been out too. Like, it's like amazing how that's just like crazy. Yeah, I give them, it's basically Aaliyah Boston. Seems like Aaliyah Boston hit a shot at the buzzer or something. That's a shock. That's a shock. No one gave them any chance to win that game. So,
That is on
hats
the
off to
road.
them. And the Aces are beating the Storm at halftime. So Mike might be right there about the Aces.
Mhm.
Okay, we'll see what happens. But so WNBA playoffs, who do you think is going to win? Let's pick your team real quick, Mike. Who's going to win that?
The Lynx have been the best team from beginning to end, and they really probably should have beaten the Liberty last year if not for some nefarious officiating. So I'm going to go with the Lynx, and they're the only team that swept their first round series. So I'm going to go with the Lynx.
Yeah, and what's her name? Collier, Nafisha Collier. She's awesome.
She's been fantastic.
She's awesome. She's a good person too.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and Alex.
Yeah, who do you like, Alex?
I'm going to take Cheryl Miller and the USC Trojans.
Okay, so Alex is going to take.
I don't watch the WNBA.
I know we have to get.
So I'll take the New York Liberty. Are they in it?
Yeah, they're actually. They could win it too. They could win it, but right now,
I'm taking the referees and the New York Liberty.
Yeah.
They already got their championship, Alex. The referees.
Brianna Stewart's hurt, so that's the problem right now. If they're healthy, it's them in Minnesota, right? So yeah, I am thinking Minnesota. Las Vegas is really hot right now, but now. Could Indiana sneak in? I don't think they're going to have it.
But Bryan, that wacky bracket, the way the WNBA does it, is they just seed the teams 1 through 8. So I think if the Liberty win, they play the Lynx, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, because the Lynx are the 1 seed, and the Liberty are like they're like the 4 or 5 matchup. So you've got the Lynx as the 1, the Aces are on the other side, 2.
Indiana beat Atlanta.
Yeah.
So that means they're going to go play Las Vegas.
Yeah, I believe so.
They don't match up well against them.
When I saw the bracket, it looked like I was like, "Oh, this is not based on conferences. It's based on regular season records." So yeah, it's the Lynx get the winner of Phoenix, New York. So Phoenix is playing New York in the first round of the playoffs. So yeah, Indiana's going to get the winner of this Aces Storm game that's happening tonight. So there you go.
There we go. Okay, well, let's see what happens. Okay, let's hopefully the Hurricanes beat Florida this week to go 3-0. And Alex, you like Notre Dame, right? Who does Notre Dame play this week?
I don't even know, Bryan. They're 0-2.
They'll still get into the playoff, Alex. They're fine.
It's ridiculous. They're still ranked like 24th and they haven't won a game. How is that possible?
Well, Rutgers 3-0 and they play Iowa. What do you think?
Rutgers has played nobody this year.
Yeah,
so they're going to get trashed by Iowa.
You think?
Look who they've played, Bryan. They've played nobody. They played like.
And what about Monmouth versus Villanova?
Well, Villanova got
1-1, Monmouth's 2-1.
Yeah, Villanova just got destroyed by Penn State last week. So
Monmouth lost to Charlotte last week, I believe.
Charlotte?
Monmouth has a good program.
Yeah,
Charlotte has a football team. Okay.
Yeah, UNC Charlotte. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I hope Rutgers wins, but they won't.
Yeah, I hope they win too. But let's see what happens.
Oh, Hurricanes! The Canes are back.
Yeah, the Canes are back. I love Carson Beck. Like, I have friends from Georgia that they said, "Oh, you got that guy. He's a bum." That's because Georgia doesn't pass. He's in the right offense. He's doing really well right now. Again, I don't want to. I'm going to jinx him now. He's going to get hurt.
You got Michael Irvin running up and down the sidelines.
Yeah,
like he's a coach. I love that.
He's Michael Irvin. He's wearing his 2 Live Crew outfit too. He's got the old school Hurricanes jacket, the green with the orange. He has that on.
Yeah,
you don't see many people wearing that anymore. Okay, very cool. Have a great night. Have a great weekend, everybody.
See ya.
Take care.
This is Tom Carvel. Thank you for listening to 3 the Hard Way Sports Podcast. Remember to get a Fudgy the Whale or Cookie Puss for the next time you're sitting down to watch the big game.